Welcome to the third day of lightning talks, or third talk of lightning days, depending on how you want to. Today we're going to be greedy and try for 13 speakers, and after one of them we will learn about the beer that's coming a little bit later tonight, so we do want to try to finish on time. Allegedly there's beer waiting for us, so here we go.
Hey, yo, it's working. Okay. We learned the last days. That it's important that we package our stuff, for example, to be reliable. Yeah, and I have something for you. You all know why we are packaging. We want to know what's installed. We want to know what things belongs together. And we want to have an easy deployment. Yeah, that's why we do packaging. But packaging takes time, especially when we are using Debian and we have to deploy on Red Hat. Well, building RPMs is not so great. It's awful. Well, yeah, we can build AIX binaries on our Debian host. Use package source, guys. It's a source build system. It's optimized for the effort, which is to do by you. You can branch or tag each release you make. You can do bulk builds for all your deployment machines, and you can unattended update them. We have more than 100 active developers packaging, for example, Perl packages. We have a great business support, and we have a great quality assurance in there. Go to packagesource.org, read the documentation. For help, ask on mailing lists, or download for famous platforms binaries, and say thanks to the guys in the IRC channel.
Right. We are organising an Austrian Perl workshop. Well, everything being far to east, we're going west, we're going to do it in Salzburg. We don't quite have a venue yet. We have the person who hasn't said yes. We don't have dates, but the plan is probably the first weekend of November. So please come to Salzburg to the workshop when it happens. Probably a Saturday of talks and a Sunday of hacking and lots of nice beer.
Working. If anyone has another announcement, this would be the time. No worries, it's fine. Okay. No worries, it's cool. You already know. Right. So, okay, so does anyone know DBI-Test class? It's a short announcement. It has the shittiest fucking website I've ever seen. Mark, I love you, but it's fucking ugly, okay? This is horrible. You shouldn't put websites like that on the internet past 1980. And we decided that we're gonna fix it. So with the help of Evazon, and you can see Mircha over there, just raise your hand, it's fine. Smells great, by the way. And this is the new website for DBI-Test class. You see this thing? This is the about. And you can see supporting badges. This is the team. We don't have pictures yet, except for Matt over there. The about and the documentation, everything. This is how websites should look like. So I want to thank Amazon for setting up the new DBI-Test class website. You're going to see it online soon enough. And the pictures we're actually going to use. Fucking shit.
Sawyer, you are not Matt Trout. Stop cursing.
You don't know him.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's not showing? Oh, there it is. Beautiful. It's just...
Can you teach us swearing in another language, please?
Fuck no. I can do it in Hebrew. لا أبرزين الزاني لا it doesn't work. I had a few really embarrassing pictures of Matt. Alright, we're done. So that's it. That was just an announcement. Oh, wait. Alright, this is Jesse, and this is her funny picture. This is Matt. This is his great picture. This is, well, you know this guy. And this is our picture.
Hi everyone, I'm Garu, and I'm going to talk a bit about CPAN Reporter. Now, who here knows CPAN Testers? Great, yes, brilliant.
Hi! I guess it's better. So, great, a lot of you guys know CPAN Testers. It's an awesome tool. It lets you see the amount of tests that passed on any given platform, on any given version of Perl throughout CPAN. So when you download a module, you get a very good quality assurance over the stuff that you use in your software, in your production applications. So yeah, there's a lot of that. And the website is cpantesters.org. You can actually interface it through a meta CPAN or CPAN itself, cpan.org. But you get a lot of extra stuff on CPAN Testers. And that's very cool. And you should all contribute because it's all about us testing. Whenever you install a module, you test it and then you send your report to CPAN Tester servers. So how do you do that? You do that using a tool called CPAN Reporter. And what you do is you install task CPAN Reporter, and at the CPAN shell you do like oconf init test report. And well, I mean, do you guys still use CPAN? It's really not the coolest thing right now. Everybody just goes like, yes, cpanm and everything. But how would you do that? I mean, if you're testing and you're using cpanm, how would you send your test reports over to the CPAN Testers database? Well, don't worry, I got you covered. The thing is, what you do is you install app cpan-reporter. And afterwards, let's say you want to install something, you know, like just a simple module that you might not know or whatever, just any module that you install. You afterwards, after it passes or fails installation, you just run this nifty tool called cpanm-reporter. And what it does is everything. It just passes the build log file that cpanm creates, and it sends everything through the network over to the CPAN Testers database. So this is like a small live demo. It just does this. This is installing data printer over cpanm, and afterwards you just run cpanm reporter. And it doesn't really matter how many modules you do here, and it's going to set things up for you. If you never contributed, it's going to set things up for you. It's going to ask for like email and other stuff, and it's very simple. And there you go. You contributed, and everybody wins. So please give it a go if you use cpanm. Don't stop contributing to CPAN Testers because it's an awesome tool for the whole community, and it's very important that you all keep on testing. And that's it. Thanks.
said oh? So you can probably tell where this is going. Despite my efforts at a shirt and whatever, we've gone for something a bit more stylish. And we're not going to serve you beers. I'm sorry, we're not servers. And despite having 2 Italians with us, we're not the mafia either. So I'm going to tell you about where we're going tonight. So basically, I got some budget from HR. And we're not really going to do the recruiting thing because, you know, we're hiring. So it's just everyone come around. Modest budget, so probably everyone will get 1 beer. If no one shows up, I can't drink it all on my own. Some of you have to show up. So it's called the Beer Barrel. That's the address. My hand. Whoa, too fast. That's what I say to all girls. BMX Chris is my handle on Twitter, so that link will tell you exactly where it is. This is what the logo looks like. These are the walking directions. It's a 10-minute walk. You come out of here, turn right, go down, all the way down the street till you get to the big metro thing, and it's left off the metro thing. The corner you turn around looks a bit like this. Now, before you skip forward, you see the little orange logo right in the middle. It's a bit hard to see if we zoom in. That one there, you've got to go past the building. You're looking for that. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that'll do. Right, hope you see better.
Hello, I work for Net-a-Porter, as can be easily seen, and we use open source. And this is one of the many reasons I like working there. So the company, Net-a-Porter, we sell horribly expensive clothes on the web, people buy them and they pay our salary. We use free software and thereabouts. Perl, obviously, we currently install about 1,000 CPAN modules for our applications, Postgres, MySQL, Mongo, Apache, etc., etc. We also give back. We don't just consume open source. Let me give you an example. Years ago, we had a problem. We wanted to send messages via ActiveMQ and consume them from ActiveMQ. Most of our backend applications are written in Perl, so we wanted to reuse most of the code we already had. Models, business logic, configuration. The configuration was mostly Catalyst style, so we wrote a solution used Catalyst. And instead of talking HTTP, it talks STOMP. It's a simple text-oriented messaging protocol. It's still a request-response system, so it works. We use Catalyst Engine STOMP. At the time, it made sense, worked, and we wrote a huge in-house library to do everything. It was called NAPMQ ActiveMQ. Pretensions of generality. It had a base application class, base controller class, base model class. It had a framework for sending messages transforming from the internal representation to the external representation. It validated messages coming and going. It set up logging, almost always the wrong way. It had all sorts of company-specific policies and defaults, and it was much too much. So we decided to streamline it a bit, try to CPANify it, and also with the intention of making it more manageable and maintainable. We took out some things, we simplified some other things, and it was still too much because there were too many things working all together just in that way. It was a pain. So I got fed up enough that I rewrote the whole thing. Splitting it up, I started by eliminating Catalyst Engine STOMP because nowadays Catalyst talks PSGI. So I wrote an adapter to talk STOMP on one side and PSGI on the other. Then I reworked the dispatch because the way Catalyst Engine STOMP did it was horrible, so I did it in a simpler way. And a base controller to do serialization and deserialization. Actually, I didn't have to do that because Catalyst Action REST already provides all the serialization and deserialization framework. I just had to add a couple of attributes to actions. Catalyst X components from config. Thank you to Thomas Doran, who wrote it, and then I stole it and packaged it. If you've ever seen all the classes that essentially have Catalyst model adapter, base class this, you no longer need to write those, you can get them built at load time via the configuration. The Stomp Producer is our library to send messages, including a pluggable system for transformations and validation. Catalyst Consume JMS is a heavy dose of sugar on top of the Catalyst controllers to write them the way I like. And then Map Messaging is the internal library that ties it all together with our policies. At the moment, nearly all of that is on CPAN and tested and working. Map Messaging is the only internal library we have, but I plan, in my copious free time, to split off more that is not really company specific and publish it. There's an interesting supervisor to keep system services running that may well be useful. We only want to keep the company specific defaults off of CPAN, mostly because you don't really care. Other things we've done, we'll comment on NetStomp. We use Stomp. We've contributed several announcements to the MongoDB driver. It's still not particularly good, but it's better than it was. We recently got comment on NetUPS. We plan on fixing all the RT tickets and then improving it. We also do stuff in Javaland, but not my province. You can see most of what we've done at that GitHub organization page. I hope it's not case sensitive. And that's it.
Hi guys, yesterday, 2 days ago, I had my chance to my lightning talk and forgot one important thing. There will be a new release of Kafra. I'm about to release 0.44, which has some nice features we stole from Acme editor made by Rob Pike and others, and we get Spanish and Russian localization now.
This is EX, yeah. Hello, my name is Dimitry. I want to show to you my Simpleness CMS system, web CMS. Yet another web CMS system. This is logo, by the way. So, name of this system is Simpleness CMS. The main thing is the simpleness, the main goal. The simpleness is better. So, simple, better, yeah. So, I know you enjoying a live demo, so there is live demo. So after you log in, you can change everything right here, right now. You know. So everything you changed will be translated automatically to automatically to count of languages. So I will show. I will try to make weather forecast page. Yet another weather forecast page. So, yep, it was good. Yeah. So, yeah, you see, especially for our Netherlands guys.
Yay.
There is. Yep. Oh, I found it. Okay. Next, I will try to. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, okay. I will try to make. I will use magic, you know. Yes, this is will be a hello world page. You see, just a second. I will try hello world. and will this show hello. So after that, I will try another magic. So what you see, it's I will get from BBC UK 3-day forecast for some city I will pick up by from post stream. Okay, and I will make a template file. How do you say? Melon, yeah. It's a magic word, I hope so. So, and what I need to do, it's...
Netherlands, oh, that's rain.
It can be. Ta-da! Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Dennis, I'm from Salzburg, and if you haven't heard, we're going to do an Austrian Perl workshop in Salzburg this year, so I would like to invite everyone to come to Salzburg, and we're hiring. Thank you.
Right, a few people have asked me how it was I came to win this golf club here. Sorry, yeah. A few people have asked me there's one over there, how I came to win this golf club here, so I thought I'd put together a lightning talk just to explain it. It's not terribly long, but here we go. First of all, who am I? I'm McCauley. I'm one of the people that Matt Trout warned you about. I used to do Perl in my day job. I don't. I still come to YAPC because I like the community. So what is this Perl golf thing anyway? Most of the people who've been in the community for 20 years or so will know what it is, others might not. Basically, it's a programming challenge to solve a defined problem in as few characters as possible with no points for anything else. Yeah. I'd never tried this before, actually, but because Book wasn't here this year, I thought I'd have a go. So the challenge we were set on Monday, was it? Monday? Yeah. Set on Monday, this challenge, based on the game of Go, 2 players placing the tiles alternately on a square grid and capturing opponent tiles by surrounding them. So they provide your program with a standard in, which is a string representation of the board game state, with W's and B's, new lines down the end, and you have to return the list of possible places to place the next B where it would capture some white tiles. So in this case, it's there and there. That one there does not capture because there's a gap in the corner. My solution came in at 105 characters and I got this here golf club. I'll just explain that solution now. Yeah. Okay. I don't think you can probably read that up there, so I thought I'd just break it down. It's actually fairly simple Perl programming, fairly brute force as well. So we start off, we read the data into the structure. We obviously want to slurp it into one string, at least I do, there are other solutions. And I want to prefix it so that I can take advantage of the linear position in the string actually being the coordinate position. And I think most of the solutions did that. This being golf, I don't write it like that, I actually write it like that. So that I reuse the value in there as my padding character to offset my board, and of course I take the spaces out. I then, having got a board, consider every vacant space on the board in turn with a simple loop. Although this being Perl Golf, we're not getting any points for good practice, so all the my's disappear. And the other little trick is I can actually start, although I want to start at 1-1 and go down to 9-9, it doesn't matter if I start at 0-9 and it saves me a character. Oops, did I go back too far? Starting at 1-1, I actually start at 0-9 and save myself 1 character in the progress. So there's my outer loop. In a loop inside that, makes another copy of the board, so that copy of the board wants to postulate each move, and then I copy the board again and pick a white tile on the board, white stone, highlight it by converting the lowercase w to an uppercase W using really, really bad Perl code, because I'm using the pre-match and post-match special variables that wreck your code if you use them in production, but I'm playing golf. So there we go, next slide. Then comes the meat of it. Having marked one of my white tiles, I flood fill its neighbours with this regular expression using a modern feature. Look ahead and look behind. That's
It's more than 10 years old.
yeah. It's more modern than Perl Golf. Right. It's newer than strict. You don't use strict things. Okay. I learned Perl 4. Right. So that's how you write your regular expression. That's how it actually ends up in the code. Having it's flood filled, you then use basically the same regular expression. That's exactly the same regular expression, but this time looking for an empty cell adjacent to a highlight white cell, except you don't use an if, you use an or, and then you print out the result. Except this being Perl Golf, you actually print out the result like that, again using these pre-match and post-match operators to split the coordinates apart, and using plus signs instead of semicolons, so you don't have to put a do block around the whole lot. And there you have it. That's my solution. Written out with white space. There are only 205 characters in there. Actually, there's 2 spaces that can't be eliminated, that one and that one there. And that's the solution. There are other ways to do it. That's based on Sergey's solution. Where is he?
Here am I.
Yes. His solution is actually more elegant than mine. It uses a better algorithm, but it didn't come in at quite the right number of bytes until we trimmed it down between us, and it's now shorter. But it's still got a bug in it, so which their test suite didn't pick up. So not quite sure who won that one. Thank you.
Can I ask you to stay on the stage for a minute, Brian? Brian, can I ask you to stay for the stage?
Yeah.
My name is Tatiana Levina, and I'm head of the software department of Regular Company. As you have seen, our stand was presented here, and we are really happy to be here, to be present here, and to welcome each of you. As you know, the Regroup company that develops and directs in 3 directions: its domains, hosting, and cloud services. Our company is a real company of professionals, of those who made real software and programs and develop and everything for the domain business. That's why we need more and more people who can bring to life all our ideas, and we are trying to find these people here. We have this goal in order also to find these people. We really wish to present a certificate of the winner. Please applauses to the winner. Yes, today's the certificate. Thank you. And also wish to say that we continue our contest and we are waiting for your answer till the 18th of August. We wish to see new records, and yesterday, after the competition was over, we received one more winner that he made the shortest decision 197 symbols.
That was book.
Yesterday. No, but the problem that he made it a little bit later is that the competition's over. That is why he's not the winner. McCauley, you are the winner. And we really thank you for everything. Thank you for your...
He wasn't here. How did it take him that long?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. We congratulate you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. It worked earlier, as always. So, after the conference is before the conference. So in October, there will be the Pittsburgh Perl workshop on the 5th of October. And also we'll have an e-commerce innovation conference in Hancock in New York State from 8 to the 11th October. And
there's no picture on the...
Yeah, no. Sorry, I can't do anything about it. It worked before. So we have on first day, we have a training with dancer, and e-commerce based on Dancer. The conference will be at the second, third day, and on the fourth day we have a social event and probably a barbecue. So, who is interested in e-commerce here? That's a few. And who is interested in Dancer? So I guess everyone is interested in Perl, and we cover all 3 subjects. And if you don't into that, you can still go to the bar and drink beers and have nice little chats with people. So, and if you don't drink, you can go catching a trout in the Delaware River. Not mad trout, he's not a fish, but really trouts. You will see new faces which were you've seen never before in the Perl conference. We have a website, and also we have flyers. You come to me and pick them up. So what do we need? We need an ACT website. I guess Sebastian will care about it. We need more speakers, more attendees, more sponsors. Or if you can't fill in these roles, please spread the word. And you get a $20 discount for the conference price in August. Thank you.
No one's advertised this yet. The 16th German Perl workshop, of which he's one of the organisers, will be taking place in 2014 in Hanover from the 28th to 30th of March. So 28th, 30th of March next year, Hanover, see you there. There's more good beer there as well.
Hello, I'm Tux. I'm a QA fetish. Lots of years ago, I took over Text CSV XS because I missed features and the maintainer didn't want to do it. When I took it over, it had only 123 tests. It now has 24,000 tests. Text CSV XS. I don't have the time for progress. Text CSV XS is the basis for the DBD CSV, which some of you might use. Text CSV XS is the parser, and DBD CSV is the database engine for CSV files. But DBD CSV cannot work on its own. It needs the parser, and it needs a lot of other stuff underneath, like the DBI. The DBI itself has a lot of tests. Some might know that DBI also supports pure Perl DBI without XS. It also supports a Gopher. It also supports nano streaming. There is a lot of things that it can do, but those features of DBI are not tested in the DBD. The DBD needs several layers in between, like DBD CSV needs a SQL parser, which is not part as full-fledged parser in the DBI. It uses SQL statement. SQL statement works together with DBD file, which is included in the DBI. You know by now that DBD CSV uses a lot of things to test. What you see is all the versions that come by that is used to make it possible. What we now want, and you heard Jens talk about it earlier, is to make it possible to test the real features of the DBI inside the DBD. This is my development environment, so I need to have all those Git checkouts to test bleeding edge. When I change something in DBD CSV, I also have to change something in DBI to make it work. We work together as a team. I'm a member of the DBI authors. I'm also doing DCSV, and I help Jens with SQL statement. You just don't see the warning you just got, but it now generated tests. The start is the same, but look at what happened now. Basic. Those are part of basic tests that are generated to test the DBI interface. Then there is generated tests for the DBD CSV. Then I've got all the tests for DBI, but now under a real database interface. DBI cannot test because it has no database available. In DBD CSV, I have a database, so I can do the actual tests of the API of the DBI. I've got now 5,000 extra tests, and I only converted 3 of the original tests. The rest is still to come. We want to do this for Postgres, for MySQL, for Oracle, for all the major databases. Thank you.
Hi. Did I mention the London Perl workshop? Have you all got the date? No. November the 30th, Saturday, November the 30th. Did you all sign up yesterday after I told you to?
No. I signed up before.
Oh, well, sign up again. Please sign up. Come and drink beer with us. Oh, and Nap are really cool people to work with.
Hello. Okay. How I get from a challenge? It started a lot of years ago. I don't remember. I had a challenge. Write simple program. It's like a golf challenge, but it was so simple. But I had to read a lot of data and some distract a lot of numbers. And there was no charges limit, but time limit, and we couldn't make it. Yeah, other languages made it, we couldn't. And I started to wonder what happened. Need proof didn't help me because it was like 30 lines of code. So it was more than just lines of code, but statements and op trees. So I stole a lot of need proof and wrote PPAP, table PPAP. It's optimizer, it's profiler for op tree of Perl, so it accounts every op and drops data to the disk and displays it. Well, it's not complete. It may fail for you, may fail for even me. But while I was writing it, I learned how influence of Perl 5 core works, at least some piece of it, and it helped me a lot. So since then, I implemented a few simple optimizations in Perl 5 core. You can see them on the screen. And at some point, I decided to improve hash assignment. Oh, better I were in. But it's failed. It's failed because of magic. Not wizardry, because of the Perl magic. Anyway, it resulted in 10 commits, better code, corner case fixes, and tests. And it became a bit faster after all. And we all write code like this. Maybe some of you will need 5 or more seconds to understand what it does. Sometimes we do it like this, but it's the same code. But we hate duplications. I hate it. I hate this one, hate this one. I want this to work like this. Yes? Oh, to implement it. I'm going to change Perl syntax. Oh my god, how hard can it be? Actually, I did it in 4 hours, and the final version has 11 lines of code in Tokenizer that was copied from array slices, changed a few words, and real implementation of the op takes 48 lines, and it works. Really. The rest comes in documentation, tests, and other bits. So, don't trust Nicholas, who says that that the core is not maintainable. It's really readable, and you can change it, and we all can improve. Let's make each Perl delta. We get each year that every developer wants to kill an admin or distributor for shipping us all Perl versions. So we So we have enough features in deltas to convince them to ship new versions. And here we go. Here's live demonstration of this new shiny code, so new shiny syntax. Thank you. Join us.
Hello, I'm Garu, and as you probably have noticed already, there are several great Perl conferences throughout the world every year, and I'm going to tell you about one more. It's called YAPC Brazil. So if you're ever bored of having conferences in the northern hemisphere or close to your home, just drop by. It's a very, very long flight, but it's amazing. We're very receptive. We love you all. And if you can make it, this year is happening in November the 15th, and it's going to be in Curitiba, which is a city. It's rather coldish for Brazilian weather. It's usually like around 15 degrees Celsius or something. And yes, 15. And this is it. Join us and we'll have a great time. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ilya, and I'll tell you how I managed to become a Perl programmer. So I graduated from Rehsack Radio Engineering University. It's in Russia. Rehsack is a city 200 kilometers far from Moscow. I worked as a sysadmin in a small company. There were pros and cons. It was interesting before I set up everything, and it became boring. People started to ask something stupid. I started to hate them. I didn't see progress. I didn't see perspectives. And so just boring. But I had the time to learn something new. So I knew that Perl is kind of magical language. I saw YAPCs, and they looked like an unreadable puzzles. It was so interesting to try to understand what they mean. It was kind of a lightness because there are still not so many Perl programmers comparing to users of other languages. So Perl also has power of expression. It allows you to do in one line what you would do in many lines in other languages. And it is easy to use it when you know it. Okay, so, yes. So once I was boring and I searched for Perl on the internet and found videos of YAPC Russia 2008. I was impressed. I spent a lot of time watching them. It was very exciting. And so I never realized that people do such things, that they meet together and discuss Perl-related questions, discuss their work, discuss what new hacky things they do every day in their everyday work. I just never realized that it is possible that people really do it. So, and they are smart people, not kind of people that I am used to meet every day in my sysadmin job. Oh, you know, there are sort of people who cannot plug printer to the socket and asking why it doesn't work and so on. So, and the biggest surprise is that I realized that the next YAPC Russia will be in about a couple of weeks, and I registered to it because it also was free and it was wonderful. I wanted to visit it very, very much. Okay, I came to it. I heard a lot of interesting talks. I met many wonderful and smart people. Was a little bit shy to talk with all of them. I met Ruslan Zakirov, who just made the talking, and Breno, who came to visit us in Russia. And so I learned Perl using his books. It was wonderful. It was amazing. Oh, I played the future game. So was very excited and even wrote a small blog post about it. I never wrote blog posts before. Oh, I started to do small freelance jobs just to improve my Perl skills a little. I learned bits of common Perl models, but was still preparing for something bigger. I wanted to become a Perl programmer. I wanted to be creative and didn't want to spend my life in small companies. By the way, there are no big companies in Rehsack. Yes. Okay. I needed kick in the ass to leave my job. There was a financial crisis and many people in Russia were fired. Our boss decided that 2 sysadmins is too many for the small company, and everything worked. It really was no need. And you see, the other sysadmin was boss's nephew. Oh, I wanted to choose another job. I needed, really. There was my options, really, and I didn't want those. I want only working with Perl and remotely, preferably. I think that, okay, I have no time. You see, I couldn't go anywhere and didn't want to, but I had an opportunity to work remotely, and I came to Regroup thanks to where are they? They just were there, yes. Thanks to Valery, the technical director. Okay, and I want to thank all of you, Andrei Shitov especially, who organized those YAPC Russians conferences and this particular conference also, and all other guys who participated in organizing conferences, those who sponsor new buys, and especially companies who create more Perl jobs, who use Perl in there for making money. Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Wendy. In 9 days, 10 days, the Frostcon starts. Free and open source conference in St. Augustine in Germany. We will have a Perl presence there. We will have a Perl booth, and we will have a Perl dev room. So 2 days of Perl talks. Strange feeling, Perl talks. Anyway, 2 days from 10 o'clock till 7, and afterwards we go out to dinner, drink some beer, whatever. Please come to St. Augustine in Germany next week, Saturday and Sunday. Thank you.
Sorry, I should have been doing something instead of listening.
Does anyone have anything to advertise meanwhile? No? So there's a bunch of conferences and a bunch of companies hiring. It's a summation of everything.
Let's try again. Hello, my name is Lyle Hopkins, and I'm here to talk about how a designer saved a life. What can that be? Now, do a little bit of background. I've been quite busy. Recently, I've been finishing my degree. I've been organising the IT Megameet events in Bristol. If you have chance, please Google IT Megameet. We actually, from those 2 events, we built a much stronger IT community locally. I've been keeping my business going since the recession. Like the guy that just spoke, things are very hard, and I've ended up doing a part-time contract for an American company. They've sponsored. They're called Green Rope. I should say they aren't hiring. But if you are running a business and you want to take advantage of the online automated marketing automation, which is very automated, then please, there's some pamphlets out back and they can help you be more successful. But trying to keep my business going, if I'm doing part-time contracts for other people, how can I do this? Well, I decided I was going to find some cheap developers in Ukraine. I do apologise for the next slides. But after seeing Larry's keynotes, I think hopefully I can get away with it. Now, what's Ukraine known for? Well, it's known for some beautiful women. Here's an example of a beautiful Ukrainian girl. You might not agree with me, but Clearly, I think so. Moving on. It's also known for cheap developers. Don't make the mistake I made. Don't Google and find out the average income in Ukraine and think you can pay people at that rate. You will actually get people apply for the job, but they won't be able to do it. Another interesting thing about Ukraine is everybody gets a visa to Ukraine. Everyone can just turn up, well, most countries can just turn up without having to apply. I wondered why this was. Every single person I've interviewed, it could be because it's an English-speaking job, every single person I've interviewed, I asked them, where would you like to be in 5 years? They all want to leave Ukraine. So it's kind of the opposite problem that we have in the UK and America. So, the reasons for that, I'm just going to skip over this. Don't take any offense. But one of the applications I got, you would have seen her running around the last couple of days, was Yana Ilescu. So we called her Yana Banana. Honestly, she does like that name. Unfortunately, she's not here today. But if you do see her, bump into her, please call her Yana Banana. Honestly. And she's a graphic designer. So here's an example of some stuff she did for me. It's on one of my websites. I know design can be quite subjective, but that was actually what I wanted her to do. And she turned out to be the most hardworking I've had. She clocks the most hours. She's very good at her job. And she takes feedback positively. Some of the designers I had before aren't very good at taking negative feedback. With Yana, I can say, "Это ужасно," which I believe means that's terrible. And then I can say, "Развернитесь," which means turn around, because I don't actually know how to say do it again in Russian yet. But Yana has been learning English, so we're making progress. But unfortunately, it was about 8 months into her working with us that we discovered a bit more about her, such as how she came to be in a wheelchair. Lovely picture of her there as a child. The family, the brother in Ukraine and his brat. Which means something different in English. I can't actually read this too clearly, but maybe somebody medical in the room can. You can read that bit yourself. So the solution to every problem from a web developer's perspective is to start a website. So please, if you get a chance, have a look at this website. I've been applying funds so far. There's more details on there of the progress we've made with the hospitals to date. But some very helpful people in the UK that have been very good to us. So this has turned now into a pitch to reverse hiring pitch to large companies. Not for myself, obviously. But we had an idea, we called it, obviously, Hire a Designer, Save a Life. So if you are a big company and you're thinking of hiring a designer, next time you could hire a designer who could spend their money on money on pizza, beer, drugs and whores apparently in Amsterdam. I could have got the wrong impression. Or you could hire a designer and save a life.
Hello. My name is Fomichev, and I would like to play an interactive game today with you. So, any questions? Yes, I got some questions. So the rules of the game are: first, read the Perl code on the slide. The code is a complete Perl program. It is implied that it is a good. Okay. guess what the program does, what we answer, and yeah, the set of answers is always the same. So please read the code. So who thinks that this code dies? Raise your hand. Who thinks that this code prints 1 with no warnings? Okay. Who thinks that this code prints anything else? Okay, so actually it prints 1 because of auto-verification. Yeah, and it is auto-verified with every ref and undef. Yeah, the question number 2. Who thinks that this code dies? Who thinks that this code prints 1 with no warnings? Who thinks that this code prints anything else? Actually, this code dies because C needs a declaration. We use strict and warnings. And the reason why it worked the first time because A and B are always considered declared in every namespace. Yeah, so the moral of that is avoid auto-verification by all means, and do not use A and B as variable names. So the question number 3, please read the code. So who thinks that this code dies? Obviously no one. Who thinks that this code prints 1 with no warnings? Yeah, who thinks that this code prints anything else? Okay, this code prints 1 because both second and third line refer to the hash element, to the same hash element labeled A. So now we add a plus.
That should die.
So who thinks that this code dies? Who thinks that this code prints 1? Who thinks that this code prints anything else? Yeah, because now it's something that looks like an expression to curly braces. So question number 5, we add another plus on the second line. So who thinks that this code dies? Who thinks that this code prints 1? Who thinks that this code prints anything else? Yeah, it still prints uninitialized value because yeah, this arrow operator doesn't care that plus A looks like an expression. So the moral of that is don't use constant and use read-only or maybe read-only class attributes in Moose. Yeah. Yeah. So this is quite easy. I think I just say that it is perfectly fine Perl code. It prints 1, but now we use our in this place. Who thinks that this code dies? Who thinks that this code prints 1? Who thinks that this code prints anything else? No, it's actually valid Perl code. Now the tricky part. So, so who thinks that this code dies? Who thinks that this code prints 1 with no warnings? Who thinks that this code prints anything else? Yeah, actually it dies because there is a lacuna in Perl regarding this particular construct. And it's very interesting that Perl even is similar to natural languages even in its deficiencies. Yeah, the moral of that is be what you would seem to be, and or if you'd like to put it more simply, I wouldn't read that.
It means
Okay.
write tests.
Yeah, yeah, it's also a good option. So I'd like to get some feedback and ask you to raise your hand if any one of you learned something new. Okay, thank you.
Okay, hi. My name is still Stefan Seifert. The name of my talk is Use Perl or Die, and first of all, I'd like to thank all those of you who are wearing the t-shirt with my talk's title on it. It's so nice of you, and also very encouraging. But most of all, it's because I really care about this topic. If you have seen the talk yesterday about how to make Perl the most used scripting language, you've heard a great case made for that we actually have to use Perl ourselves. And using Perl in this regard does not mean, doing your in-house development with Perl and, publish CPAN modules. It means use it for other mundane stuff like your own blog or website or webmail stuff. So a couple of years ago, I was looking for a webmailer for the company I work for, and all I could find that was written in Perl was pretty much from the Stone Age. It was unmaintained. It did not use any modern features. It was downright ugly. So I sat at a pub with a friend of mine who was pretty much in the same situation, and we decided we want to do something about this. So drinking our cider, we said, well, let's start doing this. Let's create cider webmail. Well, we did it. It looks a bit like this. It's out there. It's used by real end users. It provides modern features. It uses modern Perl. And it's just there for the taking and for the hacking on it. About a year later, I took over maintenance of our Glider Club's website. It was done using some Windows program, which I, as a Linux geek, cannot use. So I needed a CMS, preferably some web-based stuff. So I got on the internet. I was looking for some cool, modern Perl CMS suitable for websites like this. I found pretty much the same choice like I found with the webmail stuff. So I decided, okay, let's do something about this. I created a Cider CMS. It's not as far developed as the Cider webmail stuff, but it's been used for a couple of websites by me. Well, it's user-friendly. I do not do the maintenance of the websites themselves. That's for end users, real end users who know nothing about computers, but still they can do it with the CMS. And, well, there's other stuff. We need some mailing list manager, so a friend of mine is currently working on that. I've heard yesterday about a more or less modern new Perl option for this. I forgot the name, but Simpa, thank you. Problem with this is it's, as far as I know, more made for really large companies like the UN and having 700,000 users. It's not something you can just put on your server in 2 minutes and have a mailing list. So probably we will continue to do that, and it will probably be called Cider Mailing List Manager because we like this whole Cider theme. But yeah, there are plenty things more. We still use AW studs for web studs because there's nothing else in Perl, and I hate having to run a 13,000 line Perl script on my web server. So I really hope someone will step up and just do something about this before I have to install some PHP crap. I hope I will not be the one to do it, even though I will if I have to. So go to ciderwebmail.org, go to cidercms.org, write to me if you need any help, start your own projects, and, well, send me the address so I don't have to start another project again. Thank you.
Definitely.
You blame Nick Clark for this one. Here's 1, 2, 3 Perl hackers all in one mind. We have come a Perl hacking and we hope you'll prove kind. We hope you'll prove kind, with applause and strong beer, for we won't come more nigh you till YAPC next year. The first to come in, it was old Larry Wall. He's the principal reason we've come here at all. He told us his stories and always will show, and always shows how to start changing the future right here and right now. Here's 1, 2, 3 Perl hackers all in one mind. We have come a Perl hacking and we hope you'll prove kind. We hope you'll prove kind, with applause and strong beer, for we'll come no more nigh you till YAPC next year. The next to come in is Jonathan Worthington, who showed us the cool stuff that he's been working on. Concurrency solved with the neatest of tricks. You can use it today in Rakudo Perl 6. Here's 1, 2, 3 Perl hackers all in one mind. We have come a Perl hacking and we hope you'll prove kind. We hope you'll prove kind, with applause and strong beer, for we'll come no more nigh you till YAPC next year. The last to come in is Matt Trout in his kilt, who with a fire in his belly and a visionary's skill peers into the future and says, hang on, peers into the future and... I've forgotten the fucking rhyme, which doesn't help. I only wrote this morning in my defence. Peers into the future and tells us we'll thrive, 'cause despite all the naysayers, Perl is alive. Here's 1, 2, 3 Perl hackers all in one mind. We have come a Perl hacking and we hope you'll prove kind. We hope you'll prove kind, with applause and strong beer, for we'll come no more nigh you till YAPC next year. So come all you Perl hackers sat here in the hall, and the wider community, come one and come all. Give a cheer for the hackers you've all seen round here. Let the echoes ring round until we meet in Sophia. Here's 1, 2, 3 Perl hackers all in one mind. We have come a Perl hacking and we hope you'll prove kind. We hope you'll prove kind, with applause and strong beer, for we'll come no more nigh you till YAPC next year.
And that is the end of the lightning talks. I know. And before he takes over again, I have a couple announcements too. Some wiki things. For those of you who are going back to the airport eventually, there is a departures page. If you put your time of your departure, you might find a ride. There is a Thursday plans page. 2 people have said that they're not doing anything yet, so you might find somebody to do something tomorrow. YAPC North America hasn't been mentioned in all the advertisements that came up. We are going to have one. It will be in Orlando, somewhere between the 21st and 27th of June. They haven't told me which end of the week, so don't buy your airline tickets yet. But Orlando is easy to get to, I'm told, from Europe, because everyone wants to go to the mouse. And lastly, every time a talk is submitted into ACT, it gets a new talk number, starting with talk number 1 in Paris in 2003. Yesterday, one of the lightning talks was talk number 5,000. I'm not saying which. However, the talk we just heard, or heard sung, was 5020, sort of the Perl of the future.